So you started the firm in 2020.
Yeah.
But the way I met you, the context in which you and I met, is that we were having a conversation about your firm representing some of the largest vaccine injury cases in the country. And then, of course, at that time, the vaccine wasn't, it was murmurs about the vaccine.
It hadn't even come out yet.
Yeah. But eventually it came on like a full force. So what's going on with your firm handling vaccine injury cases just in general?
Sure. So we do handle.
And then COVID.
Yeah, so we do handle vaccine injury cases. That's a really unique subset. You have to be licensed, number one, in the United States Court of Federal Claims, because that court, which is in Washington, D.C., right across the street from the White House. So if you're ever at the White House, right here, there's a red brick building courthouse right here. No one knows it exists. No one ever sees it. They walk by it every day. Okay, it's called the United States Court of Federal Claims. And they have exclusive jurisdiction of all cases in the United States, territories, states, and everything for any vaccine case. And that was established by Congress way back when, that they wanted a unified spot where all vaccine claims went and would be paid out of if they met certain criteria. And there's a lot that goes into that. So that's number one. So we do handle those cases. Number two, then you have the COVID vaccine. That's what you're talking about. And yeah, that hadn't come about yet, and then it comes about. And obviously, it's at this point in time, it's covered under several facets. We can get into a lot of the minutia on this. So one is it's covered because it's a vaccine-ish. It's actually a countermeasure. So I don't think, and I could go back to, I'd have to research it to be 100% sure, but I still don't think that the COVID, there's no such thing still as a vaccine. It's never been designated vaccine. It's been designated countermeasure, which is a distinction under the law on liability, okay? Number one, because the countermeasures aren't scheduled, right? Only vaccines are scheduled in terms of the types of injuries. So we don't even have a scheduled list of injuries because it's never been designated that, where you could say, hey, if this happened, you could even bring a claim, okay? And then number two, there were a lot of, there was the Department of Health and Human Services under the president, liability acts that were, passed to basically make any company immune if they were doing something in furtherance of trying to combat the COVID-19 pandemic. So for that reason, I've never done any work in the COVID-19 vaccine itself. I'm not it's not something that I stand behind per se. I'm not a doctor. I understand some people want the vaccine, some people don't want the vaccine. That's their own personal belief and preference. Obviously, they got to make a decision like any medical treatment for themselves. However, the COVID vaccine, it was rushed to market. And that's not to say that it's good or bad per se. It's just to say it was rushed to market under a situation, right? The effectiveness of that, I think, there's a lot of questions about it, right? There is a bill that has been presented to Congress at this point. I believe a congressman out of Texas is the one who's put it up. He's got, I think, 21 sponsors at this point to remove any immunity for liability for the COVID vaccine. We'll see if that goes through Congress. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of hoops to get to that.
Yeah.
But it's a question. But anytime you throw something together that quick, it's whether it was even necessary to begin with or whatnot. I mean, who knows? Whether or not that's something that should have even come to be.
Yeah.
But I mean, I understand the impetus. The government's interest was to create something that would placate the population. That's really what it was.
Yeah.
And that's what they did.
Hey there, it's the real Jason Duncan. Thank you for watching this video. If you are an entrepreneur and you've ever thought about what it's going to be like when you get ready to exit your business, I'm the guy you want to follow. So make sure that you've subscribed to this channel and go check out the link in the description, therealjasonduncan.com. Check out the resources I've got for people just like you, as an entrepreneur who's trying to get his life back, get her life back, get your time and freedom back. We've got a couple other videos you might be interested in. There's one here and there's one here. If that's what you want as an entrepreneur, if you're being trapped in your business, then I can help you get out of that. So go to therealjasonduncan.com. The link is in the description and check out one of these videos. I'll see you next time.